Hi, I'm Peter Dyson. I'm a personal injury lawyer in Delray Beach. Today, I want to talk to you about what happens in a case if the other person was drunk or under the influence. There's a lot of ways it affects the case, but today I want to only concentrate on three. The first way that the other person's substance abuse or being drunk affects the case is it can entitle you to something called punitive damages. See, the way the courts are set up, you're allowed to get for your medical bills, both past and the future. You're also allowed to get money for pain and suffering, both in the past and the future. Punitive damages are to punish the other person for what they did wrong. Now, there are different scenarios where they're available, but somebody being drunk or under the influence is one of those scenarios where we can claim it. Another way that the other person's drunkenness or substance abuse can affect the case is often they're going to plead the fifth in deposition. Now, the case law here in Florida says that a jury is supposed to interpret every time they plead the fifth as a yes. So, in my experience, I always structure the questions as cleanly as possible so the yes is clear. For instance, I would flat out ask, were you drunk that night? When they plead the fifth, the jury hears yes. I will ask, you had 16 drinks that night. They plead the fifth, the jury hears yes. Now, the other way it would benefit you, by the way, is to avoid that deposition. Often they admit fault. So that's how the other side's drunkenness can affect the case. The last thing I want to talk about is evidence we wish we could get in before a jury, but can't. If somebody has a history of being an alcoholic or in and out of jail because of substance use, that's probably not coming into evidence unless we could prove at the time of the incident they were drunk or under the influence. The courts do not allow that type of character evidence to come in for consideration by a jury. Even if we know it's the truth, even if we wish we could tell the jury, unfortunately, that doesn't matter. We have dealt with this time and time again, and they file motions and courts routinely exclude that type of evidence. I have successfully gone after those drunk drivers or drivers under the influence that have hurt my clients. There's no excuse anymore. There are all kinds of ride-sharing apps. You have friends, you have families. There's no excuse to be behind a wheel if you're under the influence. I've gone to court and asked for punitive damages. I have sat in depositions where they pled the fifth to every single question. Call us today and let me help you go after that drunk driver.